Cross positions on the map we have at the bottom right the Terran player for Team AxiomAcer. It is
Axiom Ryung.
Ryung been around for a long time.
Especially good in TVT, but a very good all-around player. Starting to the top left, his opponent. Maybe the best Zerg in the world right now. He's all the way at the top with others like Solki, for example, and Roro. He is for Team StarTale.
StarTale Life.
Some people said that the end of 2012 was the period of Zerg, but really it was the period of Life. He was dominating every tournament he played, and he and Parting just looking so strong everywhere they went. The two teammates, of course, Parting going on to another team.
And every single time when there were just periods in the game where people are like, okay, well, how do I play against this? Especially for Life, he always finds a way. He's the guy who just comes up with strategies, who comes up with new ways to micro, and he always makes it happen. That is his biggest strength. He never gives up. He just gives his best, and most of the time he crushes his opponents.
Yeah. Calling him a sexy guy there. I like the little heart there as the... is the bottom of that one.
I've not really seen Life being the one who makes the girls being weak in the knees. But
I think that was a guy. But, you know.
I don't know, I mean...
You know, a guy can call another guy sexy, that's fine. That's fine, you know, that can be an objective thing.
Yeah.
Well, at this point in time, we are at cross-spawn, so... This is something that will happen on the Blizzard version, the latter edition of the map.
We actually have a pool first tier for Life, and that is something that kind of blows my mind at this point. Because on a map like this, especially a 4-player map, what you would always do against a Zerg play if you want to play a standard game is just go into the hatch first, but Life takes gas and he goes into pool. And with a build like this, he wants to show aggression. He wants to be super aggressive, and it shows that he expects something from Ryung. He expects Ryung to be greedy, and Ryung actually goes into the CC first on the high ground. So already from this point on, we see that Life prepared something for his opponent, and he has a strategy in mind here. He doesn't play the long macro game, and he was always a player who tries to surprise his opponent. So with this, he gets a super fast speed. He pulled out of gas after that, takes the expansion a little bit later, but this is a lot of potential pressure that Ryung now has to face.
Exactly. Not only is he going to face the Lings knocking on his doorsteps, crashing at his depots, but once speed is done, he's going to have a really hard time moving that command center down to the low ground. So this is a cool strategy by Life, something that Ryung is not going to expect. He will have to cancel this bunker and will probably lose that SCV that's constructing it right now. And this is the type of pressure that Life is known for. He runs right across here, going to come down here in the bunker, going to have to be canceled. No way he could save that.
Yeah, he might try to pull it off, but he doesn't have this many Zerglings there just yet. The bunker actually is finished. Wow, that was a close one.
Yeah, but with good Zergling micro here, he should be able to take it down and get the Marine out as well. Oh, nice control here by Ryung. Pulls the Marine out, salvages the bunker.
But for Ryung, of course, this is now a little bit of a problem. Keep in mind, Life sacrificed economy because of what he did. He went into the pool first and the gas before he got his expansion. So that was something where he is falling behind in economy. And this is why now he has to make sure that for the longest time possible, he denies the second command center on the low ground. It's a trade-off that you make here. But with all that pressure that Life has now on Ryung, the Terran player has to wonder a little bit, what are you going to do? Are there just a few Zerglings that you send out where you want to pressure me? Or will you follow this up with Banelings or even with Roaches?
Yeah, he has no idea. He doesn't even know the spawning location of Life necessarily right now. And he sends this very cautious SCV out here, wants to check for Zerglings, and he does find them. But he wants to make sure those Zerglings are not spawning into Banelings or anything like that. And now, of course, he's going into Hellbats. Back at home, Armory goes down. First Hellions on the way. This bunker under pressure again. He needs to raise that depot.
That was close. Very Life-esque what he does here. Goes into the main base or tries to, and then he focuses on the stuff that is on the low ground. So always this pressure right now. And Ryung, he's feeling the heat already.
Yeah, he really is. Life transitioning flawless here. Starts to get into gas. Gets his second extractor now. Probably see a Lair Tech fairly soon.
And on the other hand, for his opponent, for Ryung, we now have the Armory and the Starport, so he's going into those Hellbats, and he has the first few Hellions also on the production tab. So with the Hellions, he can work a bit more against the Zerglings on the low ground, and then start to progress with his drop. But there is still a lot of pressure here by Life, and he is a player who always gets into his opponent's head.
And this is the moment where Ryung just says, you know what, I've got 3 Hellions, I've gotta move down here because I can't waste any more time. I've already had to cancel 2 bunkers, I had to salvage one of them, And at this point, I need to get that Commander down. I've lost way too much mine time. I didn't go into 3CC. I have to make something work with this Hellbat drop, and I can't afford any more lost mining time.
But up to this point, Life really being the one who's calling the shots. Of course, with the Medivacs coming out, suddenly Ryung has his own means of being aggressive, but Life, of course, knows about this, and this is one of the reasons why he has those Overlords spread everywhere across the map. For Ryung, it's an option to get that Viking out to kill the Overlords, but the big problem is that if he does that right away, he even delays his drop with the Hellbats a little bit further, and Life is already preparing. There's a Spinecrawler on the way, he has 4 queens, is getting a 5th queen right now, crazy creep spread going on, getting his 3rd base, double upgrades. Life is just macroing it up like crazy behind this, and he's just waiting for the drop to happen.
Yeah. He is ready for it. He's expected this. It's like he's reading Ryung like a book, knowing he was going to CC first, going for that pressure build. Goes into the later layer, does double upgrades instead, so definitely planning on a later game here. Here comes the Hellbat drop. It's been spotted. And he could just try to kill the Zerglings and pick up and leave. Looks like he's going to go around it, but there's another Overlord waiting for him by Life. Life, really good Overlord coverage here. Like you said, without the Viking, it's hard to make this a secret.
Yep. Ryung at this point, of course, was delayed the command center on the low ground for a long time. And he tries now to put on the aggression with the Hellbats. And Life has to be careful. Ryung is a very good Terran player, and if he gets an opening, then he will use it. And especially the Hellbats are a very strong weapon that you can use, but it's not the only one that he has. 6 Hellbats, and he doesn't stop. He's getting even more.
Yeah.
And we have seen crazy aggression, crazy timings with Hellbats, Marauders, and Marines with Stim. And this is something that Ryung is currently assembling to just get ahead in the game again.
Yeah, you know, he could really try to heavily commit to this because notice that he's added extra barracks, he's denying scouting carefully, no commander, no engineering base.
That is a really good point. He didn't add the 3rd command center. And Terran players just love to put that command center up very early in the game, the 3rd one. And without it being there, it really shows that Ryung wants to be a bit more aggressive. He cuts the SCVs a little bit faster than he would with 3CC, and he also has more resources that he can dedicate to the push.
Here
Even
come SCVs.
Exactly, pulling the SCVs as well. And Life does not have a Baneling Nest ready just yet, but his 1-1 upgrades, they will be done in time.
His 1-1 upgrades will be done. The Baneling Nest will be done fairly soon. He's not going to have it to defend his 3rd hatchery if that's what Ryung goes for, but he's going to have to morph Banelings very soon. A bold Spire goes down. I don't know if he's realizing 100% just what's coming. The Overseer now is starting to see, and he starts 6 Banelings immediately, now sees the army.
Spire immediately being cancelled. He needs the extra gas, and he's using it, but the position for the Banelings is a horrible one.
Yeah, they're going down right away here. The Queen's at the back a little bit awkwardly. Not a single Baneling finishes, and Life is in trouble.
This is a mistake that could cost him the game. This was a huge mistake, morphing those Banelings there. He loses the the Spinecrawler because of it, and now it's Ryung's time to move in. There goes the Evolution Chamber. No +2 attack upgrade anymore, but he has 1-1. He has a lead, and here come the Banelings.
Good splitting here by Ryung. Nice split on those Hellions. They have so many hit points, and I don't know, man. Life, he's got a few more Banelings on the high ground, but his natural is totally out of his control right now.
He's getting the additional Zerglings, and he's really going to need them. At this point, he's just trying to flank whatever he can, getting the reinforcements with all those Speedlings. The Zerglings here are just worth their weight in gold, but the natural is under so much pressure.
He has no burrow. His drones can't escape here. He restarts his Spire. He knows he's going to need that nice wall here with the Marauders so he can kill any Banelings that try to come down, but the Zerglings stream through.
Amazing how well Ryung positions his 2 Marauders. That was just crazy good. Exactly what he needed here. He can take down that natural. No way that Life is going to hold this. And Ryung, he knew he was behind. He aimed for the timing. And Life, he didn't expect it. He went into the Spire. He had no scouting information. Once he got wind of what exactly was going on, he canceled the Spire. He can hold for now, but he is down to 2 bases.
He's down to 2 bases. He has a superior tech advantage with that Spire. Has not started any additional upgrades. Hasn't made his Evolution Chamber again. But Ryung is down on Harvesters. 35-28 right now.
Ryung lost 15 Harvesters. He sent a lot of SCVs with his push, so this is not a game where Life is out of the run. He still has a 2nd base, and he's going up into this 3rd. He's getting the macro hatch now in this main base. But this would have been so much easier for the strong Zerg player from Team StarTale if he would have morphed those Banelings in the correct spot.
Yeah, you're so
That was
right.
a huge mistake.
Absolutely. If he gets these Mews out, even just 4 or 5 of them, it's going to make such a big difference because, yes, there are some Marines here, but the critical damage is being done by the Hellbats, and of course the Marauders are dealing with the Banelings. So if he can have those Mutalisks out, it'll make such a huge difference in his defense. Combat Shield's also on the way here.
Yeah, Ryung definitely now in a better spot than he was before, but he hasn't won that game just yet. We have Life still with the defense, and the Zerg play is now stabilizing again. That push hit him a little bit. It was a little bit wanky for Life. He did not expect it, but now he is starting to actually get back on his feet, and he has the Mutalisks out now. He has the speed upgrade nearly completed for the Banelings, and that would help him so much.
Yeah, I think Ryung is going to pull the rest of his SCVs very soon. He hasn't made a single additional one. He's going to wait for combat shields. He's going to go for a big, massive attack because he knows he has to end it now. He's up 15 supply. Here comes a Hellbat drop in the main to affect Life's economy.
Yeah, Life immediately pulling those drones. And also important to note is you already pointed out no additional SCVs for Ryung and also no third CC. So he needs to finish it, and he needs to finish it soon. That is something that Life has to identify. It's Life's job right now to find out what's going on here. And he has seen most of those units already, but he droned up to 56. He needs units now, and he needs them fast.
He needs them really fast. Baneling speed is done. He has a few Mutalisks here, but he's going to need every single unit he can get. Trying to damage these medevacs even a little bit is going to help him. Everything he can do here. 22 Lings.
He needs to delay 34 Marines. They have to go. Here come those Banelings. He's trying to buy a little bit more time. Most of the Marines are already gone. The Banelings with decent hits here.
Decent hits, but here come the rest of those Hellbats, and Life is dropping in supply. The Mutas need support here. They can't fight against those Marines with combat shields alone.
He needs to get a couple of additional Banelings in there, and he's already morphing them. The third base is under attack right now. He could sacrifice it. There is so much on this push for Ryung. Ryung has to pull through here. The Hellbat's in a great spot, roasting those drones, and the third base is taking so much damage.
All the
Terran player is doing an amazing job with this attack.
Absolutely. The Mutalisks and Zergling's trying to catch reinforcements. That's all he can hope for right now. He can't fight this army directly. He needs more Banelings. 5 of them morphing right now. He will lose the third hatchery, but the natural prevails a little bit longer.
He's trying to buy himself as much time as possible, and killing those reinforcements, that's the most cost-effective thing that he can do in this situation. But Life is dropping in supply. Ryung with the first push earlier did so much damage, and he tries to just go in with the second one before Life can completely stabilize and get back into the game.
I don't know if he ever will. He goes for a flank here, but he goes down a ramp against this much firepower.
Yeah, but the Marauders this time not doing their job with a block, and the Banelings with decent hits, but Life is down to 60 supply. He's trying to fight the Marines now with Mutalisks. The upgrades for the Marines are not the best, but with the stim alone, they can do so much.
Exactly, and there's more Marines rallying across the map. This is only half of his army, and it looks like Ryung has done it. He did way too much damage and kept up the pressure. Life about to lose his hatchery here. It will be down to 1 base.
And he's mining out minerals in his main base already. Ryung just rallying the units across the map, trying to do as much damage as possible. The Marines to the rescue, forcing those Mutalisks back. And Ryung, after being behind with the opening of Life, is now taking a magnificent lead, and he's taking the game.
GG. Ryung, excellent build here.